Hi crafty friends, I hope you're having a great day. Today I want to jump in and take you along with me in one of my craft projects because I thought, well, I'm going to do this project anyway, but I thought you might be interested in what I'm going to do. I am taking all of the craft kits that I have put together in the last 18 months, and I've been with Stampin' Up for 18 months, and I have purchased quite a few crafting and card kits from Stampin' Up because I absolutely love them, but I don't use every single piece of every single kit, so I have quite a lot of leftovers. So what I want to do today is sit in my craft room, take all of these little bits and pieces and make cards, make a whole bunch of cards because I need a whole bunch of cards at the moment. I'm running short. I gave quite a few away at Christmas time in little bundles and little packs, and I need to replenish my supplies. So I thought, what a great day to do it. It's hot outside here in Melbourne, and I'm going to spend the day in my craft room crafting away, putting these card kits together. Don't panic, I'm not going to take you along with me for the whole time, but let's do a few cards together. First thing I did was take all of my kits, take everything out of them that's left over and put them all into piles. So this is the adhesive pile here that you can have here. I'm just going to zoom out, wrong way. There we go. So I'm going to, so all of the adhesive here, so we're going to use these little bits and pieces as the adhesive, dimensionals, and then I've got all of the backings, the card pieces itself. So some of them I've cut into pieces and others I haven't. So I'll put them into a pile there. These are all the embellishments that are left over. So we've got, and sentiments. These are the sentiments in English that I have kept. So I've just torn them up and put them all together in a bowl. So we've got them there. I have got all of the stamps that have come with the kit. So I've just put all of them together. I've got a stamp chamois and some inks close by and some blocks. I have got all of the envelopes that the cards have come with. Here you go. I've got a pile of those. There we go. So we've got all of the envelopes, and I may or may not use those as actual envelopes. And what I wanted to show you was a really good tip. So I've got all these sentiment spots here. So they're designed as sentiment spots. You can see that. There's some gold, the bronzy kind of ones too. So we've got those. But these ones here, where are they? Hang on. These ones, friends, these are the sentiments printed in languages other than English, which I won't use. However, they make great sentiment spots. If you turn them over, that's a tag there, friends. Can you see this? So if you take this out, so this is the side with the words in non-English, and over the other side is a blank spot. So you can just put a sentiment on there. So I have torn all of those up and kept those as well. So I've got a lot of little sentiment spots there. And I've got a dirty glass mat because I've been doing lots of crafting in the holidays and not a lot of cleaning, which is as it should be, isn't it? So let's go ahead and create our first card. So I've just picked up one of the card bases. It's from the, what I've also done is just collected some of the instruction kits. I'll just sort of glance at those, but not really, because I'm going to be creating my own little creations here. So I'm just burnishing the card here, and I'm just wondering, just hold on a moment, friends. I just have to do something. Nothing like a bit of extra excitement when you're doing a video. I've had my cat sit in my craft room all morning, not moving, not saying anything, and just because want to be lazy and not edit this video, she's decided she needs to be let out at this point. But isn't that always the way? Never goes to plan. So I'm just going to create basically. So I'm going to use the first card kit. I'm going to grab a flower, I think. Let's do that one, but I want more on it than just that. I think I would like to put some black dots. What sentiment do we need? Oh, I do need thank yous. I need a lot of thank yous actually. But I also want to add, can you see this texture element, friends? I didn't even know I had that. So let's have that. Let's see if we can find anything else. No, there's nothing really on there that I want to use. So let's turn to the stamps. That's a little background stamp. That's a possibility. But I'm not, that's what I want. I want that leaf. That's what I want behind there as a background. So that's going to give me a bit of texture, I think. So let's pop that on. Let's get a little bit of old olive. And where am I going to put that leaf? I think, well, I'm going to have this down here. There we go. I may not use that. Let's see. I definitely want to use that. And I do have some gold twiney kind of thread thing I want to use up too. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. If I have one there and one there, that'll look really, really good. Okay, so let's ink up this stamp. I've used it before, so it should be all right. We shall see. These aren't perfect cards, friends. They're quick little cards. They are me spending the day in the craft room using up my stash. Let's have a look. So I think one here. There we go. So you just pop that down, leave the ink on for a little while. There we go. We have a perfect little impression. Now that card, this ink stuck to the card. I'm not sure why. I think maybe it's because it's a different card base. I'm not sure. There we go. Because this card base wasn't designed to have stamps on it at all. Let's lift it up. Perfect. That's it. Done that. So let's get our stamp. Let's wipe it and let's put it back where it's supposed to go. There we go. So we've got that. Now, yes, I can do that. Yes, that's, is that what I want to do though, friends? There we go, down more. That's it. Perfect. That's what I want to do. Perfect. Yes, it's down further. So now let's break out one of these. Have I got one already open? Yep. Tear tapes. Let's get rid of these, friends. All about refreshing your craft room, using up what you have so that when you buy beautiful new things, it's not adding to your pile. You're not curating. You're not a curator of a museum of craft goods. You are a purchaser of craft supplies that you buy. That's what I think anyway. That's how I look at my beautiful craft supplies. It gives me great joy to use them. Okay, so I think that's enough tear tape on there. Let's have a look. How are we going? Okay, yes, so we're going to do it down here, aren't we? There we go. So we can see the leaves there. They've just added a little bit of something to the top of it. Now, where should I put the sentiment? So there's a sentiment. I want that down there because I don't particularly want to see that. In fact, I'm going to cut that off, friends. That stem is going. It's not necessary. There you go. So I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals, but do I want a bit of, yes, I think I do. I want something behind that. So let's get this little thread out. Let's do this just a little bit, not much. Let's pop this up on dimensionals. Here we go. So I'm going to be using bits that I have already out and almost used first. There we go. So this is the one I'm going to use first. Now, what am I going to do with this? There we go. I'm just going to do this. Friends, we're not fussy today. We are just playing today. There we go. Thank you. What else can this have on here? What else do I have that I could put on here? Let's have a look. What about some of these? Yes, here we go. We can use these up. I don't even know what kit they're from. They're in a little pack. I haven't even used them. There you go. Let's extend the little, we need something at the top here. So let's pop this up here. So we've got something up here and then something down here. There we go. Ah, that's much better. Now, what do you think of that, friends? Do you like that? That's our first card kit. Our first card from the leftovers in my kits. There we go. Moved on. Let's get a different base. Let's do something different, friends. Let's do this cityscape one that I had. I'm not going to keep zooming in and out. It's going to drive you nuts. So let's just work with what we've got. So there we go. We've got the cityscape where the bits and pieces that go with this. Here we go. They are in here. We don't need a dog, I don't think. These are the cityscapes. Oh, okay. Oh, that looks really cool. Now, what does the instructions say? Let's have a look. Oh, so we put, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Let's actually almost copy this completely. Let's get the stamp. Let's get that. And I would put that on that block. Yep, that's fine. I reckon that the brown of pecan pie. What do you think? Pecan pie. We've got evening evergreen. We have got night of navy. Oh, we've got pebbled path. What would you, I think, let's do night of navy. Okay, I've got one open. Let's do night of navy and see how that goes. We're really winging it today, aren't we? Because that's old olive. I don't think that's going to go very well at all. And I'm not going to ink up all of it. I'm just going to ink a little bit. Let's see how that goes. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Now I'm just going to need to wipe that a little bit because, friends, we don't want to get the beautiful back of this card. We don't want to get that dirty, do we? And normally, friends, with the card kits, I actually cut these in half, but I've realized I have a lot of leftovers. I don't need to be extending my card kits at this point. I don't know about you, but the card kits have that opportunity that you can actually double the amount of kits that you have, double the amount of cards that you make by cutting the cards in half and just putting them on a plain white card base like this. But I'm not going to do that because we want to use that up. That's the aim of the game. So I'm putting that in the middle. Then I'm going to put, what sentiment are we going to have, friends? I'm thinking of, no. I think we want a happy birthday. We definitely want a happy birthday, but we don't want that one. even though that's actually the one in the kit. I don't want that one. No, that's not for me. Happy birthday. Here we go. I've got a little happy birthday. And guess what? I've got sentiment spots here. Here we go. Perfect one here. I've got a happy birthday. Now, have we got a colour that's going to pick up this red, kind of reddish? And I reckon it's going to be an old close to my heart colour. I reckon if I did papaya, which is one of my close to my heart stamp sets, I think that is going to pick this up. Let's have a look. Can you see that colour there? And then that colour there. I think that's going to look really good. So, I could always be wrong. Let's have a look. Let's see how we go with that. Now, if you're in Australia, friends, how are you surviving this heat wave that we've got going on? Well, the southern states have got a heat wave. What's it like in Queensland, friends? If you're from Queensland and you're watching me, let me know. It's very hot at the moment. It's a very hot night. Here we go. Down. Can I talk about the hot night and stamp at the same time? No, I can't. So here, guess what? Over we go. Now, what am I going to put underneath this? Let's put another piece of paper I've just got randomly here sitting on my desk. Let's put another bit of cardstock underneath and see what happens. There's always a workaround, friends. And remember, if you make a mistake, it's just a little bit of piece of paper. There we go. Much better. I just needed something underneath that. We're going to wipe that down. And absolutely love that colour match. Look at this. Papaya is one of these colours. And I'd have to look at the Stampin' Up equivalent that I actually use quite often because it's really versatile. Yep, there we go. I love that. Here we go, friends. So we're going to use that side of the thing, pop it up on a dimensional. I'm kind of wanting to put something underneath that, but I don't think it needs it. There we go. There we go, friends. We've got another card done, a happy birthday, and I really, really like that one. So we've got two already. What base are we going to play with this time? Oh, I've actually already half put this together. So let's do something with this, friends. Let's do a pussycat. Okay, we want to do a pussycat. And we want to do a so sorry because we're sorry about your pussycat. Your pussycat's having an operation. And we're sorry that she's having an operation. Let's do that. Okay, it's going to turn out well. Don't worry, friends. The operation's going to be fine. I've decided in my imaginary world that the operation's going to be fine. However, you just want a little paper hug from me. So that's what I'm going to do. Here we go. Oh, look. Hey, perfect sentiment. Again, I'm going to just pop that on to a little other piece of paper. I'm going to use black, friends, for this one. Where's my little black? I have my little Stampin' spots. I keep them in here. Nope, because they're easy to grab. This is a close to my heart black. They're just easy to grab, and I just keep them with my other inks. Are you looking at your storage solutions in the break, friends, in this holiday season? Whether you're in North America or you're, Northern Hemisphere, where it's colder, or you're down here in the south. Either way, we've still got a little bit of that quiet time, haven't we, to do things. Are you looking at your craft solutions, your storage solutions? I'm not. I don't even want to go there, friends. Okay, so yep, that's what I'm thinking maybe I like things off to the side nowadays. So I'm going to pop that. And remember, we're not overthinking these cards, friends. Oh gosh, we're at 20 minutes already. Let's make one more card after this. You get the idea. Take apart your craft kits, your card kits that you haven't used. Put all of the things into piles. Sentiments into sentiments, spots, little embellishments, leaves, all of that kind of thing. Put like for like, and then start creating and using up your supplies. And you've got a whole heap of ready-made cards ready to go. There we go, friends. How cute is that? Oh, I really like that. I'm happy with that one. There we go. I've got number 3. Now let's do one more. Let's fold this card in half. There we go. Let's burnish it down. And let's pop. What are we going to pop on that? Let's pop. What have we got here, friends? I do know what it's supposed to have, but I don't want that. Let's pop. No, I don't like that. What do I like? No, I don't like that at all either. Let's just make it quite simple, I think. What are we doing? So glad to have you in my life. That's really good. Now we want some leaves. I need some leaves. So I've got some leaves. They're big, but so what I'm going to do I have smaller leaves? No, I do not have smaller leaves. So let's cut these leaves apart. Let's just do it this way so I can still use that if I need to. And let's do a bit of embellishment surgery. There we go. I just want 3 leaves to add to it because this one's going to be very, very simple. There we go. I'm going to pop dimensionals on the top of here. I've used those ones up. We need the next pack of dimensionals. Let's do this and just add a heap of dimensionals to this sentiment. There we go. And let's take the backing off. And I know, friends, when you put a lot of dimensionals on, you don't need to take the sticky off every single one, but I have to. My OCD-ish crafty tendencies mean that I really, really need to. So let's move those out of the way. We don't need those there. Let's keep our desks clean, friends. Let's make 2026 the year we keep our desks clean as we craft. Can I tell you, friends, I've been crafting for over 30 years and I have never kept my desk clean. So the chances of me keeping my desk clean in 2026 are not high. But let's try. Let's make it. We're going to try and work on this. Okay. Here we go. And friends, I've got this crafting area just sort of out of range of the camera, and I have little bowls of things, and I'm just sort of looking at this. There goes somebody's mower, by the way. I'm just looking at this and I'm thinking, wow, I could grab some of these. So let's sort of try and put this. Can you hear that mower? Why are they mowing? It's 36 degrees outside. Can you tell me why they're mowing? That's crazy. I hope they're drinking lots of water. Okay, there we go. I'm sort of just going to do this. I haven't got enough hands or arms, which is a bit silly. Let's I've got something stuck to that. There we go. There we go. There's that. Now, I'm not really happy with that because that's by itself. What can we put on top of that? Here we go. Can you see this, friends? There we go. I've got some little leaves from somewhere else. Oh, yeah, that looks really, that looks perfect. Now I need some glue and I don't have any glue nearby. Oh, I do have. Let's have a look. Have I got them close by? I don't. Just a minute, friends. Just wait. Don't go anywhere, friends. I have all of these little dots, these little glue dots. So what I'm doing is just going to put some glue dots here. Okay, so that's one. I'm just going to put a few here. There we go. One more. They're a little bit fiddly, these glue dots, but they're good. They hold things in place quite well. So I'm going to pop that there. Ah, I love that. Do we want one down here too, or is that too much? No, that's not too much, is it? There we go. That's what I want. That was that extra little bit. Sometimes you just know when you find that little bit of extra something that it will work. Let's have a look. Friends, I hope you are going to be able to find some crafting time to whittle away at your lovely little craft supplies. Take them out, play with them. If it's warm where you are, sit under the air conditioner. If it's cool, pop a blanket on and snuggle up under the heater and do your crafting. There we go. Oh, perfect. I absolutely love that. Okay, there we go. That's our fourth card, friends. We've made 4 cards. It's only 27 minutes. Don't get discouraged by the length of this video. There we go. There's another one. There's another one. And there's another one. All made with the leftovers from my card kits that I have put together other cards from. So I hope you have a great day, friends. And until next time, happy crafting and dig into those supplies and let's get them used up. Okay, bye.